Why does an African gray parrot sometimes love one human so deeply, then keep everyone else at a careful distance? That silver bird with the white face, black beak, amber eyes, and red tail may step up for only one person.
Come on
He
up,
leans
let's go
toward
get a
one
treat.
voice, one set of footsteps, one familiar hand, while politely refusing the rest. Many people call that favoritism, stubbornness, or even jealousy, because the behavior feels strangely personal. But inside the parrot's world, this choice begins as survival, not drama. African greys are social birds, yet they are not built to trust every presence equally. Their sharp minds constantly measure tone, rhythm, distance, posture, and intention. In the wild, reading those signals well can mean safety, food, and precious seconds before danger arrives. So a gray does not open himself quickly. First, he watches. He watches who moves slowly, who pauses gently, and who never turns his fear into force. Inside a home, one person often becomes the easiest pattern to predict. The
Here's
same
your water,
footsteps, the same voice,
Good afternoon.
the same daily rhythm begin to feel reliable. And reliability is often the first doorway into trust. For an African gray, safety comes before affection, play, and imitation. Once he feels safe, his body softens before his heart does. His feathers settle, his grip loosens, and his eyes stop searching every corner at once. Only then does he spend attention freely, and attention is one of his most valuable resources. African greys are flock animals, but they are also deeply selective social readers. They need company, yet they still choose carefully where emotional closeness will land. In nature, whilst not every flock member becomes an intimate partner, real closeness is earned through repeated comfort, not handed out to everyone nearby. A pet gray brings that same social logic into the living room. He may decide that one human is his primary social anchor. That does not mean the other humans are hated or meaningless. It means one relationship feels stable enough to organize the rest of his world. This species notices tiny patterns that people often miss. Who refreshes the water before he asks? Who recognizes his hesitation before he needs to defend himself? Who stops reaching the moment his posture says, "Not now"? And who understands that respect is part of communication? Each small, respectful moment becomes a vote for safety. Each rushed grab or ignored warning becomes a vote against it. Over time, the favorite person is often the person who reads the bird most accurately. That accuracy makes every interaction smoother and less confusing. And a smoother interaction asks the nervous system to relax. When stress falls, curiosity has room to appear. When curiosity appears, learning starts to bloom. And shared learning is one of the deepest glues in a gray's relationship. This is why many African greys copy one person's voice more often than anyone else's. That voice has gathered emotional weight through thousands of repeated moments. It predicts
morning,
breakfast,
sweetie.
conversation,
Breakfast is ready.
routines, and safe contact. It also predicts what
There
the
you
bird
are,
needs
safe on your
most,
perch.
a world that
Everything is
makes
just as it
sense.
should be.
A gray remembers more than
Hello,
words.
sweetie. Come here,
He
good bird.
remembers emotional patterns.
Hello.
He remembers which human arrives with calm and which human arrives with pressure. If one person usually appears during peaceful routines, trust grows thicker there. If another appears mostly during interruptions, distance naturally grows there too. From the outside, this can look rude, moody, or unfair. From the parrot's side, it is a practical map of safety. Emotional attachment in parrots is built through co-regulation as much as companionship. The chosen human becomes someone whose presence helps the bird's body settle. After a fright, during a storm,
okay,
or
little one.
near evening,
It's just a
he
little
often
thunder.
seeks that familiar
You're
person
safe here with
first.
me.
He
It's
is
all
not
right,
trying to
sweetie.
own the human.
You're safe here.
He is trying to find the fastest road back to calm. Sometimes that strong bond turns protective and defensive. A lunge at another person can be fear mixed with pattern guarding, not simple meanness. The gray is trying to keep a trusted system from suddenly changing. That response makes more sense when we remember how sensitive these parrots are to disruption. African greys are brilliant, but brilliance often travels with caution. A highly observant bird also notices every inconsistency, every surprise, and every broken routine. So deep attachment often grows where life feels most predictable. Predictability gives the gray enough confidence to show his softer side. He plays more, talks more, and explores more when trust is already waiting nearby.
I'm a good bird.
That is
Pretty
why the
bird.
bond can look almost intimate, even though it began with simple safety. It is affection built on repetition, choice, and emotional relief. And because African
Hello
greys
there,
mature
sweet
slowly,
one. Did you have a
that
good
bond may
day?
deepen over many months or years. Once it forms, the relationship can feel incredibly durable. New people can still matter, but they usually cannot rush past the bird's first map. Forcing friendliness often makes the circle smaller, not wider. Choice matters deeply to parrots because choice preserves dignity and control. When a gray is allowed to approach on his own, confidence grows. And confidence can slowly make
Hello
space
there,
for
little guy.
second and third
You
trusted
are
relationships.
magnificent.
So a one-person bond is common, but it is not a prison. The first safe person simply becomes the emotional center of the story. The healthiest
alright if
goal
I
is
look at
not to
her?
break that
She's
bond,
stunning.
but
Yes,
to
just
build
move
around
slowly.
it gently.
She's usually quite calm.
Then the bird feels understood instead of managed. And that is why one human can become home to an African gray parrot.